Have you ever wondered how a tire 6.5 inches wide, 26.5 inches tall can look like this, but hook good enough to run low 9-second quarter-mile times like this? Never wonder again. This is exactly how we do it. Welcome to Horsepower Depot. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So a lot of you guys know we do a lot of racing on the stock tires, like what we got on this 67 Corvette. They're not the factory tires that the car came with in 1967. They're actually repops. These are Firestone Wide Oval red lines. This is a F70-15. These are what we run in the factory repairing stock tire class, the class that you guys have seen us run a lot of cars in, including this one. Actually, we were filming this the day before we were leaving to take that car and a few others to the racetrack tomorrow. You guys have already seen that video. But we're getting tires ready right now, and we're going to show you the exact process that we do to get the tires ready. Ryan has already cut one tire, and that's what it kind of looks like after. We'll start with what they look like originally. So this is a brand new tire. Did have stickers. I drove the car down the road and it wore the stickers off. But the first thing we do is we drill the tire for screws, and this tire's got 11 screws in it. We screw the tire to the wheel, and then we put tubes in them for multiple reasons. For safety, because these really aren't drag tires. I mean, we've never seen them actually blow out, but it is a safety thing. Put tubes in them, and then we screw them because we run lower pressures. I go from anywhere between like 12 to we run 24 sometimes. I change tire pressure a bunch depending on track surface, track temperature outside. Like a day like today where it's cloudy, humid, no sun. Probably run a little bit lower of a pressure than normal. It's really not a set pressure that I run. I know a lot of people run anywhere, they just set the tire the same and run it no matter what. There's guys that have made them work at 30 pounds. There's guys that made them work at 10. So it's all about your car and what you can make work. You can see it's a brand new tire. Tire hasn't been touched, hasn't been soaked, nothing. This is what they look like as soon as they come off the tire machine that we've got, which I'll show you here in a little bit. But we shave them down. It's actually called a tire truer. And it gets them pretty much wore to this. So this is still a brand new tire. Only ever been on the car to drive it down the driveway. And you can see, still got the same screws in it. I'll show you exactly how we get the tires to look like that. We've got a few over here that we're working on. A couple for some customers. But this right here is the tire truer, they call it. This is a machine from back in the day that would take out of balance tires and make them true again by putting the wheel on here, spinning it, and cutting it with that blade right there. Before, we would have to put the tires on a car, go beat the crap out of the car, burn them off, and it would take actually forever to get the tires down to that from this. And those aren't ready yet. We still got work to do on those. So what we're gonna do is Ryan is gonna bolt this thing up here. I actually have him tell you what he actually does with it. And then we'll show you the next step into getting the tires pretty much slick and ready.
So this thing, they used to go by a little gauge like this and go around like the actual shape of the tire, which we found out it doesn't really work as well as we had hoped. It would have made it a little bit easier, but instead we said that we locked this thing down to where the blade's straight, and then we just go side to side. And it actually cuts it pretty even how they're made from the factory. It just takes time. I mean, it probably takes, what, 2 hours maybe to do one tire?
Oh, at least a couple hours to do a tire.
You just got to go slow and steady. At first, it takes forever because the tire's cold, the rubber's hard. Once you get a little heat in it from the blade, and they get the blade super sharp, it really just you know, take the stuff off like butter, and then you end up with a whole tire on the ground.
Yeah, that's a brand new tire right there.
The collar actually had a tire come loose, and caused all sorts of problems. It was pretty interesting. But since Jordan drove this thing on the street now, go through and pick out some of the rocks. Those can be really hard on the blade and really dull it out really quick. But once we do that, we'll run this blade in closer, drop the hammer on the ground, and then start going side to side. And next thing you know, we got a new to us, what we call slick.
Pretty much like a lathe. You just move the blade in and out, cut them down. All right, I'm gonna let him cut that, and then we'll show you the next step on getting the tires ready. All right, so as we told you earlier, this video was actually filmed before we went to the racetrack. We're actually at the racetrack now, and it rained all yesterday and today, well, this morning, and we didn't get a chance to burn our tires down. So this is the next step to getting these things hooked up. As you can see, right there is how they look, pretty much taken to the wear bars. You can see the wear bar right there. For instance, this is a Firestone Wide Oval that has never been cut on. This car is my uncle's car. You guys have seen us dyno this thing a few times. Got the turbo 4.8 LS. Thing makes right around 700 horse. So it should spin the tires a little bit and burn these tires down. What we're looking for is pretty much a smooth surface. A little bit of tread in them. We're gonna have to do a few big burnouts. Hopefully we don't get yelled at by the track staff. We're gonna burn these things off and try not to go too far, because these are the only tires that we have for this event today. So I'm gonna get in it. Ryan's gonna keep his eye on the tires. We'll stop the burnout. He'll check them, do the burnout again, and then we'll show you guys what we got for a finished product.
Smoky things. That one looks really good.
I gotta have a burnout car. I miss doing burnouts so much. That's like my most favorite thing to do, is just rolling 1,000-foot long burnouts. And I don't do it anymore.
I miss those days.
Yes. Like the Fairmont. Cheap little 4.8, 1.3 turbo burnouts for miles.
Yep.
I need another one. So if most of you guys have watched our last video, you know that we did not make a pass in the 67 Corvette to be able to continue showing you guys the process on how we break the tires in and get them ready to race. Weather and the trailing arm issue that we're running into kept us from making a pass in the Corvette. We decided to fix the new issue that we found before we even tried to make a pass. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and just explain the next steps of breaking these tires in and getting them ready. Real quick, in the last clip you guys saw with the Nova, we ended up lowering the tire pressure to like 5 to 8 pounds. I don't know what we lowered them to because we didn't have a tire pressure gauge, but we drove the car around a little bit, wiggled it back and forth, tried to break the sidewall down, and then did burnouts in them to do two things: burn the rubber off and heat the tire up, give it a few heat cycles. The next step would have been us in the burnout box. I would have done a few gnarly burnouts on the car, and then launching it a few times would have really broken the sidewall down and got the tire pretty close to being ready. Still, after that process, it takes a few events to get a tire perfect. When a tire's new, it's real hard to break it down, get the sidewall broke down, and make the thing hook right off the bat. It actually takes a little bit. But what I've got here is the perfect tire that is not so perfect anymore that I was running on the orange Camaro. No tread on it. You can see a little bit of the tread right there. Just to compare, that's what they look like when we start. That's what they look like when they're perfect. And for the people who don't believe us, these are not painted on. Still got the nipples on it. Firestone Wide Oval. There's a warning label over here. Super belt, Firestone. There's all the writing on it. This is not a custom made tire. It does not have a cap on it. You can still see the tread ever so slightly. You can get to see why it's not a good tire anymore. Right there, you can still kind of see remnants of the tread. Right there again. So these are not custom made tires that we run on these cars. We actually spent a lot of time to make them hook good, but there is the comparison. Hooking tire versus a tire that you'll probably wreck on if you tried to drive it. As you can see, the tires I currently got on the car are perfect, ready to go, no tread on them. And these tires on the Corvette, which is why I'm by here, are very perfect. You still see right here is a line of the old tread. Again, Firestone, tubeless. That's actually a Lion D. It's got a tube in it. Super Sports, G7015, low range B. They're legit Firestone Wide Oval tires. We buy them from Coker Tire, Summit, wherever they're in stock, because they're not in stock all the time. Actually, we have a stack of them over there. Those are our tires. Look, just like you guys can get them from pretty much wherever you want to order them from. These tires are actually on their 3rd season on this car. Little burnouts. Every now and then he does a crazy burnout, but little burnouts makes them last for a very long time. Actually, right there, you see it? A little bit of the tread. So when they're to that point, it's very small burnouts. Just get the tires warm. Don't want to get them hot and greasy. Usually no smoke in the burnout box. You just quick, easy. I do second to high gear burnouts. He does first and second gear burnouts, however you want to do them. Real easy, get them spinning, roll out of the burnout box. Just get them warm. Don't melt the tires down. I thought burnouts looked cool for YouTube videos, so I kept doing bigger burnouts on these perfect set of tires, and we started getting cords hanging out of them. So that means this tire is done. This tire right now would hook way better than any tire. Even with the cords hanging out, this tire would hook so good, but it's dangerous. Sidewall's all broken down. These were on the Camaro for 2 seasons. This tire is so good, but we got cords hanging out. So can't run these anymore, but I just broke these out to give you guys an idea on what they looked like. I don't know if you can see it, but right there. See that right there? That is a wrinkle mark. We got one right here. We will wrinkle these tires up. hopefully this clears up the huge confusion that we run specially made tires on these cars. We absolutely do not. I've showed you guys everything on the tire. That is everything that you need to see to know that it is a legit tire. There's a date stamp on it. These are not made up tires. They're not soaked. They're not chemically treated. We tried that and it made the tires way too soft. Literally blew through a set of tires in one race and they did not hook very good. Best thing to do, put them on a burnout car, which that is perfect for, and or my uncle's Nova that we took, and just burn them down, beat the crap out of them. Drive them around town with very low pressure. It's gonna feel like crap. It's gonna be all over the road, but it breaks the sidewall down and makes these things super soft. And then once you got them looking like this, they're gonna hook good. And maybe pull the front tires off the ground. This has been a best of 140 60 foot multiple times. It'll go 130 something sometime this year. The Camaro has been a very, very respectful 1.46 60 foot twice, which is very good considering how nose heavy that car actually is. Even with the aluminum engine, it's very nose heavy. So hopefully some of you can take this information, possibly use it on your own car. If you're thinking about coming out and racing with us, take this information and apply it to your car. Hopefully it'll work out very well. If you guys were always wondering how we did it, how we prepped the tires, hopefully you learned something in this video. And all the naysayers, you guys are calling us liars, that we run a special tire for this class. These aren't stock tires, they are stock tires. The class is called FAST, factory appearing stock tire. I'm gonna call this a stock tire because that's what the name of the class. No, that exact tire did not come on that car in 1969. Even though we've got cars like that Nova right there that has the original tires on it. These are not stock tires like they came from the factory, but they are original reproduction tires that we race on. Again, the class is called factory appearing stock tire. That's why I always call it stock tire. A lot of you guys like to pick on my words, and I really don't care. That's what I'm gonna call it. That's what the class is called, and we're gonna keep going with it. If you guys are new here, be sure to check out all our other videos of making this car, that car, the green 67, and the maroon 67. Go down the racetrack. We got plenty of videos on that, and then we're just gonna keep rolling videos out for you guys. I will say we will not be making it to Empire this weekend with the issues that we're having in the 67. And the radiator issue we're having. This thing actually broke a radiator on the last pass. We will not be making the trip out to Empire. Kind of hoping we would be with this, that, and the maroon 67, but just not gonna happen right now. So next race is actually not till late July, but we're gonna stay busy working on stuff, testing, trying new things, and of course we'll bring the camera with us and make a bunch of cool videos. But that's gonna wrap it up, guys. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.